Alright guys, I'm back and this is my WWE Raw review for the 7th of the 10th, 2013, and I thought this Raw was an okay show. I don't think it was really good. I just thought it was an okay show. A couple of good matches. I think that if you guys didn't watch Raw yet, or didn't watch Raw, ain't gonna watch Raw, please watch this last episode of Raw, because you had 3 good matches that I think you should watch out for. Which were 3 great matches on the show, which was Dolph versus Cesaro was a good match. I enjoyed the 6-man tag match main event between the Shield, Goldust versus Goldust, Cody and D-Bryan. That was a good main event, and I really enjoyed the Kofi versus Orton match. So we open up Raw this week with Stephanie coming out. She calls out Big Show. She says that the main event at Battleground was ruined. She says that Big Show ruined the main event at Battleground. She calls out Big Show. She says that Big Show's been under a lot of pressure. Big Show says that he's sick of. Big Show says that Stephanie wants Big Show to apologize. Eventually he does apologize. He says that. She says that Triple H is paying for his mortgage, and she says that he's ungrateful, stuff like that. Then Big Show says that Stephanie last night told Big Show to knock out D-Bryan, so he did. Then Stephanie says, then Stephanie fires Big Show. So this was a really good thing. I really enjoyed this segment between Stephanie and Big Show, and I'm not a big fan of Stephanie McMahon. She's not my favourite McMahon, but she really cut a great promo, and I know Stephanie is really great as a heel. I am really enjoying Stephanie as a heel. I've always enjoyed Stephanie as a heel. I never really liked her as a babyface. I think she always really suited. She's far better as a heel than a babyface, I think, in my opinion. Stephanie is. Big Show's okay in this segment, I thought. So the first match tonight is Sandow versus Dolph, a rematch from the Battleground pre-show. But anyway, I don't know why this wasn't on pay-per-view last night, but anyway, we got this on Raw. So Sandow throws Dolph into the ring post. Then Dolph hits a elbow drop. Then Sandow hits a Russian leg sweep. Then Dolph tries to go for the zigzag. Sandow counters that. Then Dolph hits a Fairmaster, gets the win, and it kind of looks like this feud maybe continuing to Hell in a Cell. But like I said in my Battleground review I did last night, I don't know. Dolph and Sandow have been losing matches all these last couple of months, so I don't know where WWE team want to go with this. Are they going to have this at Hell in a Cell? Or are they going to drag this to Survivor Series, this feud between Sandow and Dolph? I don't know. But let's hope if this feud is dragging to Survivor Series, can we please get some better build up for this feud? Maybe let them cut some promos on each other, and you can deliver a good feud between those 2 guys. And also the 2 good might work because Dolph and Sandow are. And then we see some message. Stephanie says that the Rose family won the tag match last night. She says that it was a blackout last night because of the Rose family winning the tag match. She says she wants Matt to apologize to the WWE Universe later. Then we see the second match tonight is a 6-women tag match. It's Oksana, Alicia Fox and Rosa Mendez versus Eva Marie, JoJo and Natalya. And this was your typical Divas match. Natalya did all the work. Why the other 2 Divas just looked. The other 2 Divas, JoJo and Eva Marie, did stay on the apron. Well, I guess Eva Marie wrestled for a bit, but that was kind of a weird team because Eva Marie, she doesn't care about pro wrestling. She's just there to get famous, get her name on E or whatever show she wants to be on. So she's not interested in pro wrestling in general. And then you got JoJo. She's not interested in wrestling anyway, because she's not interested in pro wrestling anyway. All she's interested in is this Sing Creek, because in one of the episodes of Total Divas, weren't her and one of the Funkadactyls trying to record this song or something? So also she's not interested in wrestling, and so that's kind of a weird team. Like, why would you keep these two girls around if they don't care about the wrestling business? Like, you've got Eva Marie, who just wants to get famous, like I guess the Kardashians are, but kind of like them. Then you got JoJo, who wants to do it, who wants to be a singer. So why are they actually on Total Divas if they don't care about the wrestling business? Like, does that make any sense? It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't think it makes any sense to you guys. But anyway, Natalia makes Alicia Fox have a shot. It was an okay match. And then we see a promo. Maddox comes out. He apologizes to fans. He says that Hell in a Cell, D. Bryan will face Orton in Hell in a Cell. He says that there's going to be special ref. It's going to be a special ref as well in the match, and the fans can vote on what what person they want to see as a special ref is. And the nominees are Booker T, Bob Backlund, and HBK. Oh God, that is stiff competition. And then we see Booker come out. Booker says that he's a 6-time world champion. He says that he's going to do the right thing. He's going to do what's best for business. Then we see the third match tonight is the Los Matadors versus 3MB members Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal. This is an okay match here. The Los Matadors hit a double Samoan drop for the win. And I don't know where they're going with the Los Matadors. I hope that we see a Los Matadors and a Real Americans feud, because that's what I think Dirty Creative Team should be going with the Los Matadors, is let them have a feud with the Real Americans, because you've got the Real Americans who are against, I guess, who don't like people sneaking across the borders or whatever, and then you've got the Los Matadors who are Spanish, so you know, stuff like that. So I don't know, but yeah, I guess that's kind of going to be like a mini tag feud between the Real Americans and Los Matadors. Then we see a segment. Heyman says that CM Punk's Heyman says that Punk cheated last night at Battleground. He says that he says that Heyman says that Punk cheated in his match at Battleground last night. He says he calls Punk a bully. He says that he beat Punk at Night Champions with two arms tied behind his back. Then Rabbit says that CM Punk has no balls, something like that. Then Punk comes out. He says that Punk challenges. Punk says in 3 weeks it's going to be Punk versus Ryback at Hell in a Cell. So I don't know if it's going to be a Hell in a Cell match or it's just regular. Because if you guys remember last year when these two had the match at Hell in a Cell last year, it was a bad match. So it's safe to do another match like this again. And then R-Truth comes out. So the fourth match tonight is a tag team match. It's R-Truth and CM Punk versus Ryback and Kurt Axel. This is an okay match. This was a good match. I actually thought this was a good match. Ryback. Why can WWE Creative Team not give a win to Ryback anymore? Like, I thought once he joined Paul Heyman, he can maybe get some. I thought once Ryback joined Paul Heyman last month, once Ryback joined Paul Heyman and Chris Axel last month, I thought that this would be good for Ryback, because he can, at least with Paul Heyman, Ryback can at least rebuild his character a bit, rebuild his character a bit more, you know, and get a couple of big wins over CM Punk and stuff. And he hasn't got that. He's losing to CM Punk, and that's bad. He's losing to R-Truth and Kofi and stuff like that, which is bad. But anyway, CM Punk hits a neckbreaker on Axel. Then Punk hits a roundhouse kick. Then Punk hits a GTS on Axel. Then he tags in R-Truth. R-Truth hits a bro kick for the win. It was an okay match. Like I said, it was an okay match. Then we see a promo. Bob Backlund just yells in his promo. The fifth match tonight is Orton vs Kofi. My favourite match tonight. This was a real good match here. Orton throws Kofi into the ring post. Then we see Kofi a springboard, but Orton counters that into a scoop slam, which is awesome. That was probably my favorite spot of that match, when Kofi was trying to go for a crossbody, but Orton countered it into a yes, guys, I didn't wear a Monkeys t-shirt, but anyway, into a scoop slam. Then Orton hits a DT off the barricade on Kofi. Then he throws Kofi back in the ring, hits an RKO, gets the win. After the match, D. Bryan and Orton brawl. D. Bryan throws Orton over the announce table. Then D. Bryan throws him in the ring. They brawl a bit more in the ring. Then the refs have to break it up, and then Orton runs backstage. So I hope at Hell in a Cell D. Bryan does get the win at Hell in a Cell in 3 weeks. Then we see Sam backstage. Vicky tells W that she has an announcement tonight. Then we see a segment backstage again. Then we see a segment. HBK says that he trained D. Bryan. He says that Triple H, him and Triple H are still good friends. He says that he's never liked Orton, but he said he's not going to screw D. Bryan or he's not going to. He said he's not going to screw D. Bryan or Orton out of the tap, but he says he's going to cut down the middle, stuff like that. So, and I'm glad that HBK won the poll for to be special guest referee. I mean, Booker T, I would have liked to maybe seen. I mean, I don't know why you have to keep bringing out. I'm glad that they didn't use Roddy Piper. I mean, I'm glad that they didn't bring him. I was worried when they said that they're going to bring out 3 Hall of Famers. I thought one of them was going to be Roddy Piper. I thought, oh my God, cannot have Roddy Piper out there. Could be just bad for business. Anyway, oh wait a minute. Then the 6 match night was Dolph versus Ricardo. Ricardo wins by rope. Then Vicky announces at Hell in a Cell, Dolph will defend his world title against John Cena. Which is good. I mean, I'm glad that WWE are not just throwing John Cena into this D. Bryan and Triple H and Orton feud. And hopefully they need to put John Cena. They need to have WWE and Cena have a long feud these next couple months, because these next couple up till the Royal Rumble, because I don't want John Cena to be part of this feud, because I'm sick of him being a part of these big feuds. He doesn't need to be part of big feuds anymore. He needs to be part of the other feuds, maybe a world title scene, and stay out the WWE title picture for a while. Go for the world title. Go for a different title, Cena. Then we see then the 7th match tonight is Ryder versus Fandango. Fandango hits a leg drop for the win. It's an okay match. The 8th match tonight is a tag team match, a rematch from Battleground, sorry. The Real Americans versus Santino and Khali. The Real Americans win with Cesaro swing. It's an okay match. Another thing, again, Cesaro did it again tonight. He hit the Cesaro swing on Raw, which was good. I know he's been doing it on SmackDown, and I know he did it at Battleground, but I'm glad that he did it on Raw, because at least on Raw, loads of people watch Raw, so I'm glad he did this on Raw. And hopefully this leads to a push for Cesaro. Then after the match, Cesaro hits a Cesaro swing on Hornswoggle. He gets dizzy, then Santino comes in the ring, hits the Cobra on Cesaro and Swagger. So it kind of looks like they're gonna. I don't know if they're gonna have another match on SmackDown, maybe. Then we see Miz trying to host then we see Miz trying to host Miz TV. Then the White Family come out, which is awesome. Thank God we didn't see a Miz TV segment. Yes. So the White Family come out. So we see the White Family members, Eric and Rowan. They come in rings down the Miz. They try to attack Miz. But then Miz runs up the ramp. Then him and Bray are brawling. Then Bray tries to hit Miz, but he moves out the way and runs away. So it kind of looks like maybe at Hell in a Cell gonna have Miz versus Bray Wyatt. Then The ninth match of the night was a 6-man tag match: The Shield versus D. Bryan and Goldust and Cody. This was another great match on the show. A real good match here. Goldust and Rollins were brawling for a bit. Then we had D. Bryan and Dean Ambrose. They was having their, they had a couple of minutes to shine in the tag match. Then we had Cody a disaster kick on Reigns. We see Reigns gets hit with a disaster kick by Cody. Then D. Bryan tries to go for the no lock, goes for the yes lock, locks in the yes lock on Rollins, but Ambrose comes in, hits a chair on D. Bryan, so that means the Shield get disqualified. So that means D. Bryan, Goldust and Cody get the win. Till Triple H restarts the match. He says it's going to be a no DQ 6-man tag match. So he restarts the match. Randy Orton comes out the crowd, RKO's D. Bryan, throws him in the ring. Seth Rollins picks up the win. Then the Shield are beating down on Cody and Goldust and D. Bryan. Then Big Show comes out. He tries to clear house for a bit, but then he gets attacked. Then the Shield attack him again. They attack him again, but finally Big Show takes out the Shield. Then it's just Triple H and the Big Show in the ring. Well, before that, Triple H was yelling, "Finish him!" Funny guy. That was my Triple H voice. That was. Anyway, so Big Show knocks out Triple H, and then we end Raw with D. Bryan doing the yes chant on over Triple H. So that's how we ended Raw, with D. Bryan looking strong on this last episode of Raw, and I thought this was good. And on this last episode of Raw, they built up they announced a couple of matches for Hell in a Cell, like Ryback versus CM Punk, D. Bryan versus Orton at Hell in a Cell, and they also announced Cena versus Del Rio. So yeah, Raw's pretty good this week. 3 good matches you should watch out for on this last episode of Raw. If you like to watch Raw, these are 3 matches you should watch out for: D. Bryan, the 6-man tag match, Kofi and Orton, and Dolph and Sandow. So yeah, I thought Raw was okay. I thought Raw was an okay show. The 3 matches that I thought was the match of the night. So yeah, that was my WWE Raw review for the 17th of the 10th, 2013. What do you guys think about this show? Leave a comment in the comment section below, guys. And thanks for watching, guys. Bye out.